Wealth is measured in time. If you have $1,000 and your net worth is $10,000 in cash, then you will last for 10 months without getting any more income coming in. If you have a passive income of $1,000 and still the same $1,000 in expenses, then your wealth is infinite. Think about that for a second. So our goal is to get as much passive income as possible. But let's talk about how this relates to the 80-hour work week that I talk about on my channel. Because, wait, you want me to get low-paying jobs, 3 of them, and to spend the little time that I have on this planet, okay? There's not a lot of time. Like if you live until you're like, what, 96 years old, it's 3 billion seconds. That's it. You got 3 billion seconds and then it's out. And some people die a lot earlier than that as well. So we're talking around 2.5 billion. And I'm going to use that time to do the 80-hour work week in jobs I don't like? Like, Joseph, give me the proper understanding about this because you're not making sense. You don't think I know this? You don't think I've thought about this? So let's go right into it and explain why I still say that that is the ultimate strategy if you don't have the discipline to work the 80-hour work week in your business yet. That is the end goal, for you to be able to love and enjoy the 80-hour work week and continuously increasing in dominance, increasing in power, increasing in resources, and increasing in life satisfaction, because work is what makes the world go round, and work is what makes you truly happy when you have your own business and when you're doing your own thing, solving people's problems. Work is service to other people. The greatest leader of all is the greatest servant of all. And if you build routines that allow the 80-hour work week to be something that you love to do, you cannot get enough of it. You wake up in the morning and you are excited to go to work. That's the type of life that I want to have, and that I think that everyone should want that. Now, obviously, people can do whatever they want. But for me and my house, and those that are around me, we are serious about the 80-hour work week and doing everything possible that we can to serve every single human being that is on the planet and solve their problems. But how does it speed up success when you're in the early days and don't have a business yet? The biggest problem is that people are not putting in the 80-hour work week when they do start their business. If they have too much free time on their hands, they'll end up not actually pursuing their business and making it work. I've seen this countless of times, and the vast majority of businesses go out of business. 95% of all businesses go out of business their first year. And then 95% of those businesses go out of business within the first 5 years. So we're talking about a very, very tiny fraction of businesses that survives beyond 5 years. Why is that? People say that it's because of cash flow. You can look it up. Okay, ChatGPT it. Go on Google. Why does 95% of businesses go out of business? It's because of lack of cash flow, right? That's what they all say. But what is it that causes lack of cash flow? Or in other words, what causes the lack of inflow of cash? I can tell you it's work. If you put in the work and you learn how to sell and you find out what it is that people desire, that there's market demand for, and you deliver that thing to them, guess what's going to happen? You're going to make money. And so if you are making money, how is it possible that there's a lack of cash flow? You see this? You see this connection? Obviously, you have to learn how money works, and this is why we also discuss this a lot inside of the OnTrack community about the GRIP principle of growth fund, reserves, indispensables, and party. That is the GRIP principle, and we talk about it all the time. But before this even becomes relevant, you have to put in the work. Now, there are steps that need to be taken even before we arrive at the 80-hour work week, but I've just noticed that I can't build a channel around burning desire. Like, what does that even mean? And it won't even be relevant for you guys, and you won't even search it up. Or I can make videos about have faith and believe that you can do this. Or to create plans and design how you're going to go about it. No, I want to bring you guys into the implementation age. The implementation age is all about taking action and investing the hours into doing the plans that you set for yourself and using the hours to accomplish all of the desires that you've got. So you can see how everything in this philosophy, if you will, revolves around the 80-hour work week. If you don't put in the work, nothing's going to happen. There won't be any cash flow, and you're not going to believe more that things are going to be achieved, and you're not going to develop your burning desire sufficiently. If you had the discipline to go straight to business and to do 80-hour work week of serving other human beings and solving their problems, I would put you straight there immediately and help you to build a business. But most people aren't there. Would you put in the 80-hour work week if you just started your business immediately? If yes, fantastic. Then let's do that and let me hold you accountable to make sure that that actually happens. Because 99.999% of the time, it doesn't happen. We're not designed that way from birth. We're not designed that way from childhood or our teenage years. This work ethic that I'm talking about has to be something we evolve into, that we learn, that we grow into becoming. This 80-hour work week thing is a manhood test that I'm bringing you through, a ritual, if you will, to make sure that you will continue to do the 80-hour work week throughout your life. I want you to understand that philosophy of service is fantastic. And if God could speak to us, this is what he'd say. He'd say, yeah, I want you to serve your fellow human beings. I want you to do good to others. That's it. So in many ways, I'm a preacher of the 80-hour work week. Let's get to work. I want you to avoid the middle class comfortable lifestyle because I want you to have the exponentially fantastic lifestyle. That only comes from you developing a burning desire to get out of that circumstance that you are currently in, of having low-paying jobs, and most probably finding a woman in the future who also will have a low-paying job. How are you guys going to climb yourself out of the kind of pit, the dungeon, the problems that you guys are in? It's not your fault that you were born poor, but it's your fault if you die poor. The middle class develops habits of the middle class. And it's very difficult to get rid of mediocrity once that becomes part of who you are. You want to stay intensely in the poverty lane until you develop sufficient amount of burning desire, 10 times hotter than the center of the sun, and even more than that, to get riches, to get your financial freedom, to get whatever it is that you desire from a worldly perspective right here, right now. If you have that, 3 low-paying jobs where you are making, let's say, $1 an hour or $10 an hour if you're blessed, right? I would say that the person making $1 per hour is the most blessed out of those 2 that I just mentioned because it will be easier for him to get his financial freedom. His expenses are extremely low with that type of income, which means that if he just develops an online income that is higher than $300 a month, because that's what his expenses are, he is free. He can now go and explore the world and do whatever the hell he wants. But the person who has high expenses, well, he's kind of screwed, isn't he? That's why you should never put yourself in a situation where you've got high expenses before you've got high incomes. You can have $1 million in expenses in the future if you like, as long as you have a whole lot more coming in income. Do you understand my philosophy and my thinking around this? Now, obviously, if you keep your expenses below $300 a month and you do make $10 per hour, whoa, awesome. That means that you're going to get your financial freedom way faster than the person that is making $1 an hour, 300 hours per month. Completely makes sense. I think it's incredible that you can be paid for your time investment in developing and learning a skill, actually tons of skills, and having an organized process of doing so, which is the systems of the business owner that has gone before you, who is offering you this job. And with 3 jobs, you're able to get grit, perseverance, patience, develop a great attitude despite difficult circumstances. What else? Capacity, positive self-talk, burning desire. This is all of the stuff that you get to get. Okay, those are positive things that become part of your arsenal. They're part of your weaponry and your reserves of your mental capacity and your physical capacity as an entrepreneur for later. All of the people skills that you develop in the early days of you being at these low-paying jobs are assets to you now when you build your business in the future. It's not that you need the money. You need the skills. And the skills will come from the 80-hour work week. Whether you're building your business 80 hours a week or you're having 3 paid jobs, whether they're low-paying jobs or medium-paying jobs, it comes from the skills that you develop from this time frame. The only thing preventing you from achieving everything in life you desire comes back down to burning desire. And burning desire is a result of an increase in commitment levels. Increased commitment levels is what produces burning desire. Burning desire produces increased commitment levels. And back and forth we go. And then you create a plan. Now you believe a little bit more. You do the action. You do the 80-hour work week. You find out, man, this plan isn't really working. You create a better plan. And then it does begin to work a little bit. Now you're like, gosh dang, there's some potential with this plan. And then eventually fails. And then you go back to the drawing board and you keep making a better plan, and then you put it into action, and then you come back and you see that your intense desire has become even more intensified. This is the secret to your success. Memorize it, understand it. It's burning desire, believing that you can actually do it, and increasing these 2 continuously by planning better and doing the action part better. Implementation age will give you everything in life that you desire. All the good things. And then the bad things will be good things, because you'll have a fantastic attitude, because you learned that. You learned how to have a fantastic attitude when you were there doing your 3 low-paying jobs. How many are able to create a positive attitude during 3 low-paying jobs? Almost no one. And that's why you'll become victorious, because you did manage to do that. And I held you accountable to achieve it. As a result, you will have massive success in the future. And hopefully, maybe you'll thank me. It doesn't matter if you do or not. But I highly suggest that you stick around, because this is the way. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.